الحمد لله رب العالمين وأصلي وأسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد, the two biological sexes and the invention of gender identity posted by Abu Yad. أي نعم. اللهم المستعان. The erosion of the family, masculinity and femininity, and the promotion of confusion about biological sex, as well as the promotion of homosexuality and transgenderism, is not an end in itself, but pursued for economic and social goals, the ultimate of which is the abolition of private property. It is integral to the collectivist communist agenda known today as globalism. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَمَا خَلَقَ الذَّكَرَ وَالْأُنثَى, and by him who created the male Adam and the female Eve. Imam Asad rahimahullah commented, Allah created every type of animal whose existence he wanted to continue as male and female, so that the category of that animal will remain and not expire. He drove one of them to the other through the root of sexual desire and made each of them suited to the other. So blessed be Allah, the best of creators. Allah said, Allah Azza wa Jal said, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنَّ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا تَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُم مَّوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِقَوْمٍ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. And of his signs is that he created for you from yourself mates that you may find tranquility in them, and he placed between you affection and mercy. Indeed, in that are signs for people who give dote. Muhammad rahimahullah commented, and of his signs indicating his mercy concerned with his servants, mighty wisdom and all encompassing knowledge, is that he created for you from yourself mates that are suited to you and you are suited to them. You resemble them in from appearance, and they resemble you, that you may find tranquility in them. And he placed between you affection and mercy, due to what he has made result from marriage of the causes of love and mercy. Thus, through this spouse, enjoyment, pleasure, and benefit is attained through the presence of offspring and raising them, and of finding solace in her. You will not find with anyone overwhelmingly the likes of what is to be found between two spouses of love and mercy. This is what has been known by mankind for thousands of years in all their variant creeds and civilizations, that men and women have differences based on biological realities, which give them qualities and traits that complement each other and draw them to each other, forming a pair like a lock and key. The more pronounced the masculine and feminine qualities in each, the tougher the bonding. Through this relationship of offspring are conceived, reborn, raised, matured, and established within a family setting. From here arises the notion of blood ties, relations, and also various rights, including those which relate to inheritance and property. This is detested by the collectivist, Marxist, communist, since men, women, marriage, and blood ties give rise to property and inheritance rights, allowing intergenerational wealth to be preserved, which in turn prevents usurpation, subjugation, and enslavement. To this end, there is a war on biological sex, masculinity, and femininity, and this war has taken on various forms and shapes during the 20th century, continuing apace in the 21st century. Refer to the blueprint outlined in the 1970s Gay Liberation Manifesto, for example. Coming to gender identity and gender politics, it is an invention of the mid 20th century, from though not exclusively the ideas and writings of a man called Dr. John Money, described as a sexual pervert, child abuser, pedophile, and pedophile apologist, who separated biological properties from behavior as distinguished males from females. He referred to the latter as gender identity, claiming it to be fluid and malleable. He is said to have popularized the notions of gender identity and sexual orientation and gender role. See Gender Etymology on the Origin and Meaning of Gender. The man who invented gender, engaging the ideas of John Money, by Terry Goldie, Series Sexuality Studies, UPC Press, Iowa. He tried to prove these ideas by experimenting on David Reimer, one of the two twins, though born a healthy baby boy, through an operation gone wrong to treat phimosis via botched circumcision. His sexual organ was damaged. Seeking remedy for their son over the years, Reimer's parents eventually came across Dr. Money, who in turn found his opportunity to put his own ideas to the test. Aywa. Allahumma musta'an. Using surgery chemicals, concealing situations, and forced sexual activity between the twins and with other boys at the age of 6 onwards, which he will oversee and observe many try to transition remainder to a female identity. However, this is the life of suffering, depression, and trauma, and Reimer eventually committed suicide later in his life, having already made past attempt on his life. His twin brother Brian had committed suicide 2 years earlier, and later their father committed suicide, being unable to overcome the feelings of guilt. Proven wrong by his cruel experiment, Mani's ideas were proven wrong by his own cruel perverse experiment. This is why trans activists always keep quiet about the intellectual origins of their movement of gender science and the personality behind them. It should be pointed out that they are intersex people, those born without fully formed male or female organs, and their behavioral characteristics are rooted in their incompletely distinguished biology. There are Islamic rulings pertaining to such people, and harming and oppressing them or making fun of them is not permissible. However, they should not be confused with gender ideology in the West, which is an ideological weapon for indoctrination, sexual perversion, and destruction of family, reshaping of society, and confiscation of private property, which is the goal behind many of these ideologies masqueraded as science propagates inclusion and equality. What these people are doing has a share in the saying of Iblis, ولذنهم ولمنهم فليبتكن أطنان الأنعام ولمنهم فليغن خلق الله ومن يتخذ شيطانا وليا من دون الله فقد خسر خسرانا مبينا. And I will mislead them, and I will arouse in them sinful desires, and I will command them so they will set the ears of cattle, and I will command them so they will change the creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And whoever takes Satan as an ally instead of Allah, Satan is attained a clear cross. Imam Asadi rahimahullah said, وهذا يتناول تغيير خلقة الداهرة بالوشم والوشر والنمس والتفليج للحسان ونحو ذلك مما أغواهم به الشيطان فغيروا خلقة الرحمن، وذلك يتمدن تسقيط من الخلقة خلقته والقدح في حكمته، واعتقاد أن ما يصنعون بأيديهم أحسن من خلقة الرحمن، وعدم الرضا بتقديره وتدبيره. This includes changing the outward appearance through tattooing, plucking hair from eyebrows, making jabs in teeth for beauty and what is like them of affairs in which Satan has beguiled them. So they altered the creation of Allah Ar-Rahman. This compresses anger towards his own appearance, revealing Allah's wisdom, believing that what they do with their hands is better than Allah's creation, and not being pleased with his decree and arrangement of affairs. This refers to a changing outward appearance, whereas the gender revolutionaries which wish to change the very foundation of what a man or woman is, or in fact abolish it together. It is important for Muslim parents to highlight the different virtues and unique qualities of the male and female in terms of their creation, while at the same time clarifying the equality as servants of Allah, that they are equal in worship, dealings, justice, and the likes, with the few exceptions being fully in relation to these rulings in specific areas which are related to their difference in physical and biological constitution, such as menstruation, for example. Related topics refer to also brain difference between male and female, military studies highlighting the difference in physiology and ground capabilities of men and women. Whereas the difference between men and women compress wisdom and allow family, society, and nations to thrive and prosper. And these differences in all of history having been observed and maintained when dealing with ground realities. War, for example, this has been turned on its head by ideological terrorists and gender revolutionaries whose only interest is sexual liberation and preservation in the name of human rights, equality, which are age-old perceived slogans used by every seeker of corruption. When these ideas appears in society and the society accommodates it or remains indifferent at its own peril, it is on the verge of ruin and destruction. This is because this type of actually observed moral decay is the final manifestation of slow inner rot that has been ongoing for decades.